Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Osseo High School for the 2017 homecoming game. I'm Eli Hoff, joined by Doug Erling and cameraman Nick McGinley, bringing you coverage tonight between the Blaine Bengals and your Osseo Orioles. Got about 4 minutes till game time here. Team's getting ready to go. Osceo's coming off of a dramatic 20-19 victory last week over White Bear Lake. Well, the Blaine Bengals are hoping to bounce back from a loss 40-20 at home to Class 6A debut in St. Michael, Albertville.
And I don't know. I mean, I was a little bit shocked by that. You know, Blaine came in ranked high, and you know, you get a loss against a very good St. Michael team that's jumping up a class, and so you kind of wonder what you have. And so we're going to get Blaine's best tonight. There's no doubt about it. And you know, it's no surprise what they're going to do tonight on your screens as you're watching from all around the world tonight. They're going to chuck the ball around the yard. And so it's going to be fun to watch them and how we defend. Talked to Ryan Stockhouse earlier this week. Our corners have to play well tonight.
Exactly. Blaine averaging 286 yards per game of passing in their first two games of the season. Definitely they'll be looking to attack through the air tonight.
And we got healthy last week. I thought we did a great job from it. Defense has been solid all season, and that's one thing that this team, I think, as we go along, is going to hang their hat on. Offensively, still too many penalties, still too many turnovers. And so, as Coach Stock said after the game, cleaning up the sloppy is something that's going to be apropos and on the mind tonight. So we're going to find out if we can make that happen as we move forward.
Osseo lost the opening coin toss. White Bear Lake deferred, so Osseo will receive the opening kickoff.
Well, we're going to watch our offense go to work first. I mean, you don't have to play a perfect game. You got to be good, though, and against a top 10 team in 6A, it's going to be a good test for the boys here tonight.
Michael Hoberg will kick off for the Bengals. Tyler Seelock and Damon Legasson back deep for the Orioles. And we're underway. Deep kick. Seelock will take it out from the goal line. He's hit hard, just short of the Osseo 15-yard line. Here comes the offense of your Osseo Orioles. Osseo lining up in a single back formation. One receiver out to each side. Quarterback Greg Arell under center. Pitches it out to Dupree. Junior Reggie Dupree picks up a few yards there out to the left side.
Try to stretch, try to get Dupree out to the outside and bounce it back in. And Blaine very, very good, and they know that's going to come all night long. As we are just underway, beautiful night tonight. A little warm, a little muggy. Going to have to make sure we're drinking lots of fluids on the sideline.
Dupree has 161 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. Again, single back formation, but 2 receivers out to each side. Seelock in motion. It's a jet sweep to him. He's hit hard again. Not much of a gain there. Looks like the same play we saw with Elijah Whitner last week.
Yeah, and Seelock getting a little offensive, little reps on the offensive side of the ball. I kind of like that. I mean, just very athletic kid, a senior trying to get out in space. And good job by Blaine. They've scouted it well.
3rd down and 10 now. Ball on the Osseo 14-yard line. Arell under center. It's the snap up the middle. Not enough there. Gain of about 4 yards.
Wasowski with the stop there for Blaine. Going to be a punting situation now. 3 and out. Not exactly what you're looking for out of the gate, but Let the defense come in. It's been the strength of your team, so we'll see if they can do it again.
Last week, the defense came up big with plenty of fourth down stops. Junior Joe Chia taking the punt. It's a low spinner. It'll be returned by Blaine. And he's down to the Osseo 20-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, there's going to be a block in the back, no question about it. So that'll come back 10.
That was Sam Brown on the return for the Blaine Bengals.
And you could tell, I mean, that was a very short punt, not a lot of hang time under it. He caught it on the fly and just went, had tons of room.
That one will move back a little bit. Still good field position for Blaine, though.
Yeah, no question. And again, your offense doesn't move the ball, so you put your defense on a short field. We'll see if they can, no question, the best offense that they've seen, the best offensive team they've seen yet this year is this Blaine Bengals team.
Blaine set up right now in a bit of a spread formation, sort of like what we saw from White Bear Lake last week. That's quarterback Connor Melton there. He already has 572 yards of passing this season. I'm guessing they'll be looking to pass now. Ready to go, pistol set. Shotgun snap, handoff up the middle. Stumbles forward for a few yards, but taken down by quite a few Osseo defenders there. And that was Alex Pecula.
Yeah, working that right side of that offensive line, and Blaine's going to go hurry here.
Two receivers out to the far sideline, one on the near side. His handoff to Pecula again. And he lost his footing there. He had a hole, but luckily went down.
Yeah, the turf monster at the 32-yard line jumped up and bit him. Fortunate for the guys in black. Now we'll see a third down here again. Big-time defensive situations last week. We came up huge. We got to do it again here.
3rd and 6 for Blaine. 3 receivers out to the left, 2 to the right. Motion across, no, 4 on the left. Short pass. Oh! That was free safety Adam Plumhoff almost coming up big there with the interception.
Boy, and he read that in his eyes. You could see it from the distance up here. Big as dish saucers. And he just about picked that and went the other way. Went right through his hands. Yeah.
Now it's 4th down and 6. Looks like they're going to go for it. Oh. Osseo jumping offside there.
Got him on the hard count.
That'll move the ball up 5 yards. Now a 4th down and less than a yard for Blaine. Melton in the shotgun. Motion again, it's a jet sweep left. Plumhoff gotten through, but a good block by Blaine there. And they'll pick up the 1st down.
Well, and you're getting your money man out in space, and he is a handful. He's quick, and he didn't need much, and he didn't get much, but enough to get a Blaine 1st down.
Ball on the Osseo 24-yard line now. Looking to pass now. Looking deep, steps up in the pocket. Incomplete. Through the hands of Byron Bynum Jr.
Or the lefty, plenty of protection. Great protection by the offensive line. Lefty stepped up in the pocket and let it go. Nearly had his man for 6. Good job in coverage for the Orioles. They're in that, got to get a little bit better job on the pass rush, but it's a good play call.
Definitely. Bynum has 3 touchdowns already this season. They'll have to definitely keep an eye on him. 2 receivers out left, 1 out right. Bottom in motion. Read option. He'll keep it. And he is hit. The ball's loose. Looks like Osseo's on it. Defense coming up big again already here tonight.
It's been the story of the season, hasn't it? And that play looked wonky from the start. I didn't know if you wanted to give it to him or take it, or a whole host of Orioles on the sidelines, so we have no idea who came up with it, but what a shot in the arm.
And now here comes the Osseo offense getting the ball on their own 32-yard line. Orell under center, one back behind him. Rolling out to his right, looking to pass. Short pass to Dupree. Oh, he dropped it. A lot of green space ahead of him there.
That'll be one of those situations where, cliche but true, thought about running before he tucked the ball up. He had nobody in front of him for another 20 yards.
.8:24 to go in the first quarter, still scoreless. I formation here for Osseo. Hand off to Dupree, going out to the right. He'll turn it up, bouncing his way through, gain of about 2 yards.
And that's tough sledding inside there. That's a tough 2 yards. They need the ice bath by the time this one's all done.
And we have an official's timeout. Looks like it was just an issue with the shoe of one of Blaine's players.
Hey, you might want to have those on tight.
Osseo ready to go now with 3rd and 7. Orell looking to pass. That one's complete. Just out past the 40 there. That was tight end Maurice Nelson.
Maurice did a good job of catching that ball and turning it upfield. Just better job by Blaine stopping him a yard short. There comes
4th down and 1, and they will punt. Chia back deep to punt. It's another short spinner. Goes straight out of bounds around the Blaine 38-yard line.
Good thing our coaches can catch. Yeah, here comes the defense again. Offense not able to get anything going. 2 3 and outs to start. But the passing game seems to be there. We had a drop on that first one, and then Maurice caught that pass out in the flat. I don't know how well we're going to be able to run the football tonight against this defense. Pretty stout up front, but got to continue to just grind it out.
Blaine with 3 receivers out to the far sideline, 1 on the near. It's a handoff to Bynum right away. 3 Orioles getting to him behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of about 3 yards there.
The more I watch Deontay Miller play, the more impressed I am. Shot the gap, and absolutely, they've scouted well. I think Coach Stocko said they had a great week of practice, and he told me today, he goes, Doug, we're dialed in. I don't know what that means, but we're about as serious as we've been in a game since I got here. So, so far so good on the defensive end.
And now, quarterback sneak play here for Blaine. Melton on the carry, picks up about 10 yards.
Kamara in on the tackle.
Blaine moving quickly here now. Melton the shotgun with Bynum behind him and to his left. It's a handoff to Bynum up the middle. Hit right away. Great tackle there by Adam Lanners.
Yeah, seven's come to play here tonight. Lanners absolutely dialed in at that linebacker spot where they're keying on Blaine's best player, because he's going to check out or either that or check wide. I don't know on fourth down unless they're going to punt here. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Bengals getting signals from their sideline here. Melton will punt it himself. That one will bounce inside the Osseo 5. Touchback. A bit of a lucky break for Osseo there.
That's a huge bullet there. I like that punt formation. I was wondering, it didn't make any sense to me why you take your best player out of the football game if you're going to go for it on fourth and short. So not surprised they pulled the trigger on the punt there, but I like that formation. Got us, just about got us pinned deep, but we'll start 1st and 10 on the 20. We'll see if we can get things going here now offensively. Great job again by the defense.
5:01 to go here in the first. Still scoreless in the homecoming game. Here comes the Osseo. 3 receivers to the near sideline, 1 on the far side, single back. Orell under center. Steps back. Quick pass complete. That one complete to Grant Tardif.
Yeah, Tardif got met right away and brought down. That's one of those split-chin half tackles. As the Blaine corner, very physical on that far sideline. Good job by Tardif holding on to the football.
Picked up 5 yards. 2nd and 5 now.
It's the best yardage play we've had on first down here tonight.
Orell under center again. Fakes the pitch out to Dupree, hands it off. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Handed that off to Aaron Japal.
Yeah, that was fooling absolutely nobody. Now 3rd down and 6. Japal took the handoff and immediately ran into 4 Bengals. I think if we're going to have success tonight, it's going to be in the short passing game. That's where our money's got to be.
Big play here for Osseo. A chance to try and get something going here on their 3rd possession of the game. 2 receivers to either side, 1 running back. In motion, there's flags. False start on Osseo, moving back 5 yards.
And that's what we talked about in the pregame. We talked about not the penalties and the turnovers. You're +1 in the take-give through 1 quarter, but that's going to march you back 5.
And now you go from 3rd and 6, which is manageable, to 3rd and 11, which is
with
a lot harder.
With offense, 3rd and 6 is way more manageable than 3rd and 11 for sure.
Exactly.
We'll see what offensive coordinator Royce Winford dials up here. Telling you what, the student section tonight is better than it was a week ago. And
for sure.
I think 85 and clear sky, mostly, well, I don't know, a couple of clouds, but I think that has something to do with it too. We got a timeout here.
Decked out in their orange tonight.
Yeah. There's a great homecoming festivities today. Pep Fest was awesome. Well, all week was great.
Timeout taken by Osseo here, their 1st of the half.
Back on the air on Tuesday night.
Yeah, we got a volleyball.
We got the Maple Grove Crimson coming to town.
Always a fun time to have the other school come.
The other, yeah, exactly. Those other guys. All right, here we go. Big play right here.
And it looks as if the false start was perhaps pulled back. Osseo still with 3rd and 6 here, not 3rd and 11. Orell under center. Looks like he tried for the hard count. Changing the play up a bit here. Back to pass. He's got Tardif, and Tardif has the first down. Great play by Osseo there.
That's where we're going to make our money tonight, because those corners are playing back. You take what they're going to give you, and you just methodically march your way down the field. Now, if you're Blaine, you're saying, cool, we're going to let a team that tends to make mistakes and make errors have to go 13, 14 play drive to score. And so it'll be a good test for our guys tonight to see if we can have the discipline in a hot night to be able to do that.
Great chance by Osseo to string together some momentum here. Handoff up the middle to Dupree. He's hit right away. Drags some defenders with him. Maybe gained a yard there. Second and 9 for the Orioles, ball on their own 32-yard line. Tardif out to the far sideline. Flags fly. Timeout Osseo just before the snap. Second of the half.
Yeah, Coach Stockhouse not half camper with that. We gotta move a little bit more of a sense of urgency.
2:36 to go in the first quarter here.
And that's a situation where that's on Greg. I mean, your quarterback has to get you up to the ball and get you going. So 2:36 here, first quarter. This is our 3rd possession of the game. Blaine's had 2, has fumbled once. So it's just kind of the proverbial, in boxing terminology, it's kind of those first couple rounds where you're just kind of trying to get a feel of, for each other and what you're going to do and how you're going to be able to get done what you want to get done. Credit to our defense. Our defense, again, has played lights out again here through one quarter.
It's the offense's turn to shine now.
Yep.
I formation here. We saw that a lot against White Bear Lake. First time tonight. Orell looking to pass. He's got Whitner. Oh. Just a couple yards past him. He was open, though.
I put that one in my back pocket because that'll work again later.
And now it's
Greg
3rd down and 9.
Put a little bit too much air under that thing. He's got to put that ball out there and let his guy go.
Single back now for Osseo, 3rd down and 9. Orell rolling out to his right. Looking at Tardif, catching first down and a few more.
Far side official said he was out of bounds.
Oh, looked like he got a foot down to me, but.
I don't know, you didn't see the Blaine sideline react too bad either. I mean, normally when he's way out of bounds, the far sideline will react to that.
And now here comes the punt unit for Osseo. Here's Chia with his 3rd punt of the game. Got that one high, not too much distance. Takes an Osseo bounce and goes out of bounds at the Blaine 44-yard line.
Well, watch the defense come back in and go to work. They forced a fumble, they forced a 3 and out, and they've done a tremendous job early of containing this high octane. Although, I guess I figured they'd sling it around a little bit more than they have, and maybe that's coming with 2:18 left here in quarter number 1.
Blaine has scored 28 points in the first quarter in their previous 2 games. So keeping them scoreless to this point, definitely a success. First and 10 for Blaine. Handoff up the middle to Pecula. Hit right away, falls forward for about a yard.
There's Lanners again jumping in there on that tackle. The middle of that defense is so solid. With Miller, and then you've got Lanners at that next level.
Blaine with 3 receivers out to the far side, 1 on the near sideline. Handoff to Pecula again. He broke through that time. Goes down around the first down.
Short of the first down by about a yard.
Ball now in Osseo territory. Handoff to Pecula again. He got it that time. Gain of 4 yards there. Blaine sending some receivers really wide there on the left side. 4th consecutive run play of this possession for them. And calls for a flag, they'll get it. Deontay Miller got taken down with a late block there. This play will be coming back.
Yeah, and that's just a silly, after the play, personal foul.
No extracurricular activity tolerated here today.
Well, that's the right call by the official. I mean, he's on the ground, and then, you know, you give him an extra shove when he's down there.
Not the way football's supposed to be played there.
No. That'll march him all the way back down to the 36. That's huge.
Pins him farther back than the initial punt did.
Wow. That's 15 yards from the spot, which was way in the backfield to begin with.
1st and 36 here for the Blaine Bengals.
Might as well just travel to Fargo.
Back on their own side of the field. Long pass. It's complete, and he's got the first down.
Well,
that went to wide receiver Sam Brown.
Yeah, you need 36, you get 39. That's what they do. I mean, they just spread you out, and they will just attack you.
Handoff to Pecula. He's hit, but plows forward for about 2 yards.
Nice job by Williams on the stop. I like the fact that for the most part on the ground they've been able to hold them to 1 or 2 yards on first down, setting up 2nd and 3rd and long.
2nd and 8 for the Bengals. Ball on the Osseo 29-yard line. It's another handoff to Pecula. Hit again there. That one, Deontay Miller getting in on the tackle. And that's the end of the first quarter. Still scoreless here. Osseo 0, Blaine 0.
Making sure everybody's awake. It's a nice little chess match cooking through a quarter. You know, I think that both teams, you go through that feeling out process. Again, how many times have we talked about it? You get a team pinned back, and being able to hold them there, and you get them in, 1st and 36, and then you get a 38, 39-yard play to re-tilt the field after you've done a good job. Again, no, we're talking about it. I mean, then you did what you needed to do to shut them down. I mean, there are teams that I've seen in that as a basketball coach that I've coached where you get something that goes wrong, and they immediately hang their head, and then one bad thing multiplies into 4 and 5. The fact that it's now 3rd and 7, I think for this defense is huge. If we can hold them out here, because obviously it's going to be 4-down territory. That's a big thing, and that's one thing from a resiliency perspective that I had a question about this group coming into this year. When things go wrong, not if, because they're going to, when things go wrong, how do they react and what do they do? And so far through 2 games and a quarter, we've seen it.
We'll see what that reaction will be right here. 3rd down and 7 on the 28-yard line of Osseo for the Blaine Bengals. It's a pass. Looking deep. Bynum caught. Touchdown, Blaine.
Well, that's why he's a primetime player, folks. That's why he's a D1 and one of the leading contenders for Mr. Football in the state. He got out in space, and
that's his 4th touchdown of the season in 3 games.
And that lefty's got a nice touch on the ball. He's quarterback does a good job for them, and that's why they command highly touted from an offensive perspective.
The extra point attempt will come from Ben Greenberg. Hold is down. Kick is low but good. Now with 11:54 to go in the first half, the score is your Osseo Orioles 0, Blaine Bengals 7.
Now that Melton to Bynum combo strikes again for Blaine. I tell you what, Melton is a quarterback. I like it, and Blaine has had some good quarterbacks through the years. I remember back broadcasting games from up there, and like that, they had a couple kids that went to the U, and I mean they've had some good athletes come through that program, and obviously Mr. Melton at 6'2", 190, certainly fitting that bill again, and they take a 7-zip lead here early in the second quarter. Now it's important that the offense gets a drive going, that we can get something going to sustain. It'd be great to have a return here. I think our return game continues to be a work in progress from an explosive perspective. We'll see if we can break one here.
Tyler Seelock and Johnson Falla back to receive the kick. Here comes the kickoff from Hoburg. Seelock will catch it at about his own 9-yard line and will take it out. Ooh, knocks down his own player there, and that'll slow him down enough to be hit by Blaine. Ran into Tom Opatz there.
I've never seen a team run into as many guys of our own guys as I have with this group. Opatz just absolutely got flattened. He's over there talking with the coach and saying, "Where were you going?" "Coach, I don't know. I just got ran into."
1st and 10 from their own 20 for the Orioles. Whitner out to the near sideline. Haven't seen anything of him yet after that breakout game last week, excuse me. Hand off to Dupree.
And Dupree trying to get something there. Nice 5-yard gain off that right side. See if he can kind of build off that. That's a good gain on 1st down.
Whitner now out on the far sideline. I formation. Hand off to Dupree. Gets hit. Spin move gives him another yard.
Third down and manageable here.
3rd and 2 for the Orioles. Looking to get another 1st down here. It's the I formation again. Short pass. Enough for a 1st down there. That one to tight end Maurice Nelson.
Yeah, we saw that last week with a little jump pass over the top. I love that. I love that play. As you know, Nelson with good hands is going to pick that up. That's his 2nd catch here tonight. Move the chains, fresh set.
Short pass game definitely looks to be working for Osseo tonight.
And again, I think that's kind of where they're going to make their money. I don't necessarily know if they're going to have time to go deep. Hey, again, you take your shots, but the short game is going to be where it's at.
Orel under center. Quick handoff there. Gain of about a yard.
I didn't know if Samaje was ever going to come out of there. I mean, they didn't blow the whistle for the longest time. Just kind of hanging out in there.
Samaje Hitchcock on the carry there.
Gain of 2.
Good way to grind out those yards.
Yeah, I mean, he just, credit him. He kept his feet moving and kept trying to push that pile. It's kind of one of those deals when you're watching youth football and you always know where the ball's at because that's where the crowd of kids is at.
And now Orel play action, looking to pass. Deep to Whitner.
Oh, he's all over.
Oh,
yep,
pass interference. The flag is thrown. He was all over Whitner there.
Yeah, that was Sam Brown, the cornerback.
And wide receiver.
And wide receiver. And he was all hands on Whitner as he streaked down the field. I love Whitner's game. He had a huge game last week for us. And I love the fact that we just went deep. Again, we talked about it, how, you figure out you're going to go short. You try to get those corners to bite, and then boom, double move. You try to go up top. It's a great ball by Greg. I thought that's one of the better balls he's thrown all season long.
Definitely. The ball will be moved across the 50 to the Blaine 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Orioles. I formation, one receiver out to either side. It's a handoff to Dupree. He's got some space, got the first down, and stumbles for a few more. Gain of about 12 yards there.
And we just backed up Greg's possible best pass of the season to Reggie's best run of the season. That's what we need him to do. Find a gap, slice it, get upfield. That's back-to-back first down, one by penalty and one on the ground.
He's definitely proving to be slippery to tackle.
Absolutely. And when he gets going north and south, instead of kind of dancing, at 160 pounds, he can get there.
Whitner out on the near sideline. Another handoff to Dupree. He hit traffic right away, never really stood a chance.
It's never a good sign when your offensive lineman's laying on the ground, and that's exactly where Wendell Smith found himself. And Dupree trying to cut back or trying to cut up, and he had an offensive lineman at his feet.
2nd and 10 from the Blaine 36 now for Osseo. Chance here to really get this drive going. It's a pass. Looking out to Whitner again. A little bit too much on that one.
Well, and Greg was rushed on that one. So he stepped up and just let it go. I think he had a little happy feet there. He had a little bit more time than I think he thought he did, but put way too much on it. Brings up 3rd and 10. What do you think, partner? Four down territory here?
I think so. Single back formation, 2 receivers on either side. Whitner in motion. There's a flag. Going to be false start on Osseo.
And again, we talked about going the wrong direction on penalties.
And now a 3rd and 15.
Yeah,
again,
sure.
going from 3rd and manageable to 3rd and a lot harder.
Right, exactly. The last time we were in this situation, we saw Maurice Nelson catch a pass in the flat. We'll see if that's the direction they go again. Tardif might be an option here. Some confusion on the Blaine defense.
Single back. Orel under center looking to pass. Hit as he throws, incomplete. He was looking for Tardif, but I don't think Tardif was looking for him.
Yeah, Tardif hadn't even broken off his route yet. He wasn't even looking back. That'll bring up 4th down, and I think I'm going to punt the football and try to pin them deep.
Joe Chia back to punt. That'll be caught at about the 12-yard line by Blaine. Bit of a return there. Return by Sam Brown.
Could have been a lot worse than it was. Again, that was a very, very low punt. A lot of time to bring that thing back.
And now it comes on to the defense again here for Osseo. 1st and 10 from the Bengals from their own 29. Melton gets the snap. Hands it off there to Bynum. He's hit right away. Always good to see a pack of black uniforms getting together for a tackle.
They've got Bynum scouted. I mean, they're not giving him any space at all. Of course, he's got the touchdown on the pass, but when it comes to the running game, they've done a good job.
Osseo jumping a little early there. Free 5 yards to Blaine here. And now it'll be a 2nd down and 4 from their own 35 for the Bengals. Ball's loose. Osseo signaling they've got it. Quite a tussle around it. Looks like Melton couldn't decide if he wanted it or wanted to give it to Bynum.
Blaine ball.
Still shows a bit of a weakness in Blaine there that Osseo can hope to exploit.
Ball security definitely an issue.
So now it's 3rd down and 7 for Blaine. 3 receivers out to the near sideline. Went out to the 5. It's a pass from Melton. Caught by Brown, but he's hit right away. Didn't get it. Now with about 6 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the half here, Blaine still leading 7-0.
It's a great open field tackle by Micah Beisner. Those bubble screens are so hard to defend, and Beisner played that absolutely perfect. We're in a punt situation here for the Blaine Bengals. That's great work. Plumhoff back deep to receive. He stands at his own 34-yard line. Jason Call in punt formation for Blaine. Stands at his 20.
A low punt again. Takes a Blaine bounce. And that'll be down at about the Osseo 32-yard line.
Well, there's no doubt the defense has done their job tonight. I mean, outside of the long bomb, they've done a good job holding them off on the running game, forcing them, creating one turnover, nearly capturing another. Now the offense has got to get going. We saw a good drive, but again, penalties kind of marched us back a little bit. So we'll see what they can get going here. I think you can kind of feel it coming, you know, that it's just kind of a matter of time before they hit on one. Maybe this is the drive with 6:10 left here in the first half.
Orell under center. 2 receivers out to his right, 1 to his left. Single back. He'll roll to his right. Great blocking there by Dupree. It's looking long to Whitner. Oh. Defensive back had fallen down for Blaine. Whitner had plenty of space, just couldn't find him.
we've seen that in the first 2 games, that when it comes to the deep ball, Greg's just got to put a little bit more underneath that thing. And just lead him a little bit more. Because Whitner was wide open. The defender you mentioned had stumbled. Turf Monster jumped up and bit him at the 40. And we'd have been celebrating a touchdown.
It's not just the short pass game for Osseo. We're starting to see they've opened up a little bit to longer passes, and
absolutely,
it's out there. They just got to take advantage. I formation now, 2nd and 10. Hands it off to, looks like that was Samaje Hitchcock. No, it wasn't. That was Aaron Japal on the carry, coming in at fullback.
And Japal bouncing it outside, and all of a sudden you got number 5 just streaking down the field and fooled everybody, including us. Got 11 yards to the good and a first down.
Taking it upon himself to move the chains here, just under 6 minutes to go. Tardif split out wide to the near sideline. I set. We're all rolling out right. Under a bit of pressure there. Looking for Maurice Nelson there. Now it's a 2nd down and 10 for Osseo. Ball on their own 43-yard line. Looking to string together a drive. Maybe put a couple points on that scoreboard going into halftime. Whitner in motion. Fakes the handoff. Arell looking to pass now. Short pass to Dupree. Couldn't get a hand on it. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Osseo.
We've seen the last couple pass plays. We're just a little off, not quite in sync. And so, again, we're doing the right things. We're calling the right plays. We just got to execute those things. I mean, that's a pass Greg's got to make. The touch stuff. We're seeing it's just struggling a little bit.
Three receivers to the near side, one on the far side, one running back. Orell under center. Dropping straight back. That was incomplete. Blaine thinks it was a loose ball that they could recover. Orell under a lot of pressure on that one.
Yeah, and they're bringing the house. And so you can kind of see, got a little happy feet. The last 2 possessions we've seen that. We saw him throw short to Tardif before he even broke off his route in the last possession. And then this one, the last 3, overshot the 1, and then the last 2 have just been short. And Stock's doing a good job. He's just talking to his quarterback, and he's saying, look, just settle down. We got it. We're good. You just got to make the plays. You know, but when, as a quarterback, when you get rattled, I mean, it's tough when you're under siege the entire time.
And you've got to be able to calm it down to put on
Absolutely.
a face for your entire team.
Yep.
Low snap to Chia, gets the punt off.
That's his best punt of the night.
Still caught by Brown. He'll try to return it. Runs into his own teammate there. And hit hard by Osseo. Seen both punt returners running into their own teammates there.
Question. And you know, as a returner, when you get stacked up and you're still straight up and down and you haven't gone down yet, you know you're going to get tagged, and that's exactly what the special teams did there. Special teams has played well tonight. A couple short punts, but the coverage has been great.
We saw that last week, too. They've been a pretty consistent part of the team. Now it's 1st and 10 for Blaine. Ball on their own 25-yard line. Up the middle to Pecula. Gain of about 2 yards there. Looking to pass now, Blaine. He steps up, flag down. Great chance to pick it off there for Osseo. It'll fall incomplete. That was Johnson Falla with the chance to intercept.
In the area of holding.
Holding on Blaine. Backing him up 10 yards.
March him all the way back down to the 10.
And now another long way to go for for Blaine, excuse me. 2nd and 25 from their own 10-yard line.
To Park Center to get the first down.
Melton gets the snap inside his own 5. Looking for options now. He's looking for Brown. Picked off by Osseo. Incomplete. He had it in his hands.
It's a great job by Falla coming back and making a play on that ball, though.
That's his second play of this possession where he's almost come up with the ball.
Absolutely.
Third down now for Blaine. Melton gets the snap. It's complete.
Yeah, we're going to
flag on the play.
Blocking the back there. I'd march him back even further.
That one was complete to Peyton Downey.
I'm telling you right now, my partner Eli Hoff tonight, he's got his game on. His second game doing play-by-play. He brought a flashlight so he could see his rosters. He's got stats from all over the place. Doing his homework.
Always good to be prepared.
Absolutely.
Penalty, it looks like it's on Blaine. They'll be moved back even closer to their own end zone.
Or do you decline it here and just take 4th down?
So that is declined. 4th down. 4th and 25. And here comes the punt unit for the Bengals. Pulmhoff back on his own side of the field to receive the punt. High snap. Gets the punt off. Takes a Blaine bounce. But Osseo will still get the ball on the Blaine side of the field.
Yeah.
And now it's a short field for the offense here. Probably best chance yet to come on big and get some points on that board.
Checking the out-of-town scoreboard. Maple Grove 0, Minnetonka 20. It's always good to hear that, you know, those West Siders having tough times.
Ball on the Blaine 46 here for the Orioles. 1st down and 10. 3:56 to go in the half. Handoff to Dupree. He's kicking it out really wide. And he keeps going. Breaking tackles all the way out across the 40.
Well, he just didn't quit. He just kept bouncing. Just kept moving. And he picks up 6 yards after it looked like he was going to lose 3.
Second and 3 now for Osseo. I formation, 1 receiver out to each side. O'Reilly hinted it off up the middle. That's Aaron Japal again on the carry. Moving the chains here.
Yep, absolutely. Be good to get some points on the board before half.
Hand off to Dupree. He's kicking it out wide left. He's got some green space, turning it up. Looks like he got about 8 yards there.
Yeah, Reggie's found another gear tonight.
It'll be 2nd down and 3 for Osseo. Ball on the Blaine 28-yard line. Orell hands it off to Japal again. Hits traffic right away, but looks like he's still ground out a few yards. He might have gotten a 1st down there.
We're close. I think he's going to be a little bit short, but all depends on the old spot. All right, so here's our first one of the night. I think he's a little bit short.
And yep, 3rd down. 3rd down and less than a yard to go. Formation here for Osseo. Hands it off to Dupree. He lost yards there. Not the direction you wanted to go. That'll bring up a 4th down here for Osseo. 4th and 4.
Credit Blaine's defense for jumping in and making the play.
Huge play here for Osseo. 1 minute, 8 seconds to go in the half. Orell tried the hard count, and it looks like it'll be a timeout taken by Osseo here, their last one of the half.
A smart play. If you don't get it here, then you're going to at least milk another 4 or 5 seconds off. If you do, you're still in good chance to put points on the board. So, again, the story tonight has been the defense of the Orioles doing a great job on the running game. Minnesota, Toronto tied at nothing. It was the Twins. Oh, they're 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Kind of reminiscent of '87, a little bit. I mean, you know, we all remember. Well, some of us remember 1987. Some of you weren't born yet, but. It's always good to see pro teams doing well. You know, the Timberwolves obviously loaded up in the offseason. Can't wait for that. Vikings started well. The Wild already starting. But here, the story has been the Osseo defense with 58 seconds left here in the first half. 4th down and 4, and a big play right here.
Bengals still leading 7-0. 58 seconds left in the first half. I formation from Osseo. Orell, quick pass, through his hands. Looking for Maurice Nelson there.
There was that tight end jump screen pass, and he had him. Went right through his hands.
And now Blaine will take over at their own 29-yard line. Little snap to Melton. Gets it off to Pecula. Pulled down by his jersey. Gains about 6 yards there.
Blaine has all 3 timeouts left. Oh my. There's Deontay Miller.
Coming up big again. Now it's 3rd and 4 from their own 35 for Blaine. And that loud sound means it's halftime. Blaine leading 7-0 at the half here over your Osseo Orioles. Blaine will also receive the second half kickoff. We'll be back after a short break here. We're back here at Osseo Senior High. We've got a few minutes before the second half here. And we've got Osseo principal Michael Lehan in the booth. So, Mr. Lehan, what have you thought of the start of the school year? How's it gone so far?
You know what? I was so pleased today in particular with our Pep Fest and Homecoming Week. I thought it was a fantastic experience. So proud of all my fine young scholars, the ninth grade retreat that we had today, and then just the senior support that we had just to model what Osseo excellence is all about. Just a great, I mean, it's really tough to have homecoming the second week of school because you really don't have a pulse of the school year. We've welcomed over 500 new kids, some new teachers, so to be able to have a week like we did this week and it to go so smoothly is a testament to our senior leadership and certainly the staff involved as well.
So obviously you have just some football experience in your life.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little. You've been in games like this where you've been down at halftime in a close game. What would you be thinking if you're a player right now in a game like this?
Well, I think this game is going to really go down to just technique. How well are we playing? How are we paying attention? How are we reading our cues? Are we doing our technique? That sort of thing. I think that Blaine has always had a really tough football team, even dating back to my years in high school. So we're playing tough. I actually like the way that our team is performing. This week they're playing really solid, being responsible, gap integrity, that sort of thing. So it's just the little things. I believe whoever has the ball last is probably going to win the ball game. I think it's going to be that close. We had a couple missed opportunities, so we have to look at execution and just getting back to the techniques.
So obviously being a principal and being a football player are two completely different things. So are there any lessons you've learned that have carried over between the two?
Honestly, it's not that different. I mean, certainly the way that you approach your work is more similar, but as far as what the work is different. Now, I am probably the most competitive maybe the most competitive principal in the state of Minnesota as far as just I want so much for my kids. I want so much for my staff, and I want to have every single opportunity possible for my students here at Osseo. And if other schools have it and we don't, I feel some sort of way, and I feel like it's my job to get that. So that's my competitive nature that's transferred over from the football field in the same way that now what am I competing against? I'm competing against myself to be the very best principal to provide the most opportunities I can for my scholars. And then obviously as you watch me up and down the sideline, I keep telling Coach Stockhouse every week, I'm sorry if I get you a 15-yard penalty. I'll try not to, but I can't help myself. So really the leadership type of qualities, the attention to detail that you have to play while you're playing on the football field, and then obviously as a principal, as far as making sure that our students have the opportunities that they deserve, it's the small things you really have to pay attention to.
All right, now big question here. We're going to hold you to this one. What's your pick for the final score here tonight?
Oh, I think, you know what? I think we're going to have a little point explosion after the halftime here. So I think it's going to be 28-21 with a score within the last 4 minutes of the game.
All right, awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right, so how much fun is that?
A lot of fun. They're a great guy to talk to.
I mean, and here's the thing. The part I love, I don't know if your questions deviated from what you were planning on asking. He didn't get a chance to top up last week, but I don't know if your questions deviated at all. But it was fun to listen to you ask him the equating football to life, because you hear that all the time, right? So you'll hear coaches talk about how, football more than any sport, I think, really teaches you a lot about you as a person, that you're going to go through ups and downs in your life, and you got to figure out how to bounce back. And I think I have so much respect for him as a human being. When he talks about wanting to be the best principal in the state of Minnesota and being the most competitive principal, I'm so proud to have him as a boss. I just absolutely love coming to work every day because he allows me to be creative, and he allows us to be able to do this. And
for sure,
to be able to find spots for opportunities that, hey, man, I don't know if this is what I want to do in my life, but I think I kind of want to do play-by-play, and to be able to say, hey, let's do that. Let's put this together, and to be able to give you that opportunity to do it. And then for me, being able to go back to him and saying, you got to listen to Eli call a game because he's legit, he's good, and it's only his second time doing it, So it's like, that to me is fun when I see, Nick doing a great job running camera and just keeping everything in focus, because really the difference between TV and radio is huge, because in radio you kind of have to paint that picture. In TV, if you got a good guy shooting the picture for you, all you got to do is describe.
For sure.
And so I know I rambled and went a long way with that, but he talks about opportunity, and I think in life, that's all we ever want, is an opportunity to try different things. And maybe we don't like this, and maybe now someday Nick's working for ESPN behind the scenes or running camera, or maybe he learns about football and he's doing color commentary. You know what I mean? And that's fun.
And from a student standpoint, Mr. Lehan's such a great principal.
Yeah.
He's a strong leader, and he gets respect from all the kids, whether it's as a leader or for his pro football career.
Right.
He gets that respect, and kids adore him as a principal.
Yeah. There's no question, when I first stepped foot in this building 2 years ago, coming up in February, after I got laid off from my job at Channel 9 that I had for 8 years, I was immediately impressed. And the truth is, I didn't think I'd still be here. I figured, well, it's a gateway job. I'll find something else still within the TV industry. I told my wife tonight, she asked how my day went when she got home, and I go, you know what, you fall in love, and you fall in love with the people, and you fall in love with the kids, and it's great. And there's something special about that building. And my wife actually went to school there, graduated in '91. And so we talk all the time about how things were when she went to school and how different they are now, but how similar they are too. And I think that's a special thing.
Osseo Orioles coming out of the locker room here, back onto the field.
And it's fun. Homecoming's a special time. I mean, you see Nash Jensen down here, redshirting this year at NDSU. He talked to me a little bit before the game. He's dropped like 40-some pounds. I think his junior year, the year we won the state championship, you know, he was more of a tight end type guy. I didn't see a lot of time, but saw some. And then he really bulked up and got up to pretty close to 300 pounds, was playing offensive tackle. And now they got him back down another 40 pounds, really leaning out, but really gaining a lot of muscle. And I think that'll be huge for him. Anyway, great job on the questions. That's where
Thank you. Thank you.
a long time to get there. You know me, I'm very long-winded. Ask a question, 20 minutes later, you forget what you asked. It's interesting, he talked about when you asked him what he thought would happen in the second half, and he talked about the point explosion. I kind of feel we're on the cusp of that from an offensive perspective. We're missing, but we're not missing by much, and the running game is much better than it was a week ago against a team that you beat. So you find yourself only down 7 against a very solid offensive team, and you got to feel good about things here in the second half.
Definitely. Blaine will get the ball to start the first half, so it comes down to the defense first.
Yeah, and I think that's to me, that's not a bad thing. That's a very good thing, actually. Put your defense back on the field. It's the strength of your team. And again, I think we're starting to find out how this team answers adversity. And I think that we talked about it. That's a big thing, not just on the football field on Friday nights, but it's a big thing when you're walking down the halls, when you're, at your job, whatever. How are you going to handle when things don't go right or things don't go well? And I think we've found the answer. I thought Dupree ran hard in the first half. I thought Greg's just off on a couple different passes. We've had a couple drops, but we're right there. Sam Connor passing us here, former Osseo Oriole running great. What adjustments we make coming into half number 2?
Oh, well, we need quarterback to follow through, make some plays, big time. Everything's coming together nicely. I don't think we have anything to worry about.
We're kind of close offensively, I feel. And from playing on the offensive side of the ball, do you kind of feel like we're this close to hitting on something big?
You're absolutely right. We're inches away from a big play.
All right, there he goes. Go back to coaching now. There goes Sam Connor. He's teaching here now, and I just was doing play-by-play for his games like a month ago, but it was 2012. So it doesn't seem like he should be graduating from college. So, see, when you go and come back on homecoming, or you come back here and run the place, just saying.
Osseo players getting hyped up for the second half here. Only trailing by 7 points. Definitely still in this game. Some of the players running into each other, knocking each other to the turf there. Overexcitement is good excitement, though. Osseo making their way back to the near sideline. And ready to go here for the second half.
Well, we'll see what adjustments are made. This is the fun part of the game where everybody starts to tweak and make adjustments, and except for one big play on the touchdown pass. Our defense has been solid again here tonight.
For sure. Osseo set to kick off here for the second half. Good guys only down by 7 points here. And here comes junior Joe Chia with the kick. Looks like he was trying for an onside there. Blaine falling right on top of it.
Not a bad play
Charlie
call.
Studer.
Yeah, I mean, your defense has been doing a good job of keeping them in check, so the element of surprise.
Blaine will start out at their own 39-yard line. Quarterback Connor Melton hands it off there. Running back Alex Pecula. Gain of about 2 on that play. Second down and 8. Blaine ready to go again. Coaches are shaking out their arms on the sideline. We'll see what play that is. Looking to his left, he's going to keep it and hit right away. Anthony Williams coming up big on the stop there. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Bengals. Looking back to pass now. Good coverage by the Orioles. That one's knocked down by Williams. Incomplete, 4th down. Great coverage there, forcing that pass.
Yeah, there was not a lot open downfield. And the more we go along here, the more impressed I am with this defense. And it's fun because you kind of watch them grow into who they are going to become. I think the offense obviously still a work in progress. But this defense, man, this defense is legit.
White Bear Lake going to punt here.
White Bear Lake.
Blaine going to punt here.
All right. Bears, Bengals, we'll start with B.
Decent punt for the Bengals. It'll go out around the Osseo 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed at the risk of sounding like Hank Hill from Family Guy, or from from whatever show he was on Fox. I'll tell you what, Jason Call, the punter for Blaine, has done a great job tonight. That was a great punt. Get him down on the sideline, pin him back. He had that one boomer that hit the end zone that was a touchback, but could have just as easily been pinned on the one. Here we go, offense comes out. First possession, second half.
1st and 10 from their own 16 for Osseo. Spread it out a little bit. Orel under center. Hands it off to Dupree. Breaking tackles all the way. That's a pickup of, looks like almost 16 yards and a first down.
And you gotta love that. Credit the offensive line. And we really haven't talked about them tonight. The offensive line has done a fantastic job up front creating holes. As Techouts on that left side, just absolutely blasting his man. And credit Dupree again, running hard, gaining yards.
Same formation for the Orioles. Whitner in motion. It's off with Whitner. Jet sweep. Makes one man miss. Pick up about 8 yards there. I don't think we've seen that play with Whitner yet tonight, but it's one that they should definitely keep using.
We saw it a couple times last week, work to perfection, and again tonight, again, a great seal block on that backside coming back. The defender got his arm on him, couldn't bring him down, and I love the way Whitner plays, and he's explosive. We haven't seen the explosive plays tonight. That was the first time he got loose a little bit, but you can feel it coming. Good start to the drive.
Orel under center. 2nd and 1. Ball in the Osseo 42. Hand it off up the middle. Enough for a first down. Offense looking good so far this half.
Yeah, not a lot for Dupree there, but all you need is one, and he got 2. And like you said, Eli, it's a positive momentum. Great for the confidence. Get those guys wanting to get up to the line of scrimmage and run that next play.
Two receivers out to each side here for Osseo. Whitner in motion. Hand it off to Dupree. Breaks one tackle. Breaks 2 more tackles there. He is impossible to bring down tonight.
Reggie Dupree is on his game tonight. Another run where it appeared like he was going to get stuck in the backfield. Just continued to power forward. Very slippery tonight is Dupree. And again, now on first down, you get 7 yards, 8 yards. Now you're bringing up 2nd down and 2. Now you can maybe take a shot downfield. You're on the good side of midfield. I feel good about it from a confidence perspective here in half number 2.
Osseo looking to solidify the drive they've started with the 2nd and 2. They're in Blaine territory now. It's Dupree up the middle. He keeps falling forward. That was actually not Dupree. That was Aaron Japal on the carry, coming up big.
Yeah, and quietly or not, because the yards, he may not have a ton of yards, but the yards he's gotten are inside. That fullback just absolutely grinding it out. It's good to have him back.
First and 10 from the White Bear, from the Blaine 43. Pass to Dupree through traffic. Gain of 5 on that pass. Two receivers out to either side. Single man backfield. Whitner in motion. Hands it off to Dupree in traffic. Another good game. You see Dupree go into traffic and you think he's going to stop, but then you look and he comes out the other side 3 yards later.
That's what it's been his MO here tonight. He's been impressive to watch. And again, Eli, I think what it comes down to is it comes back to confidence. And when you start to get things, good things working. All of a sudden now 2 yards to start with, now all of a sudden become 5 and 6, and then 5 and 6 will become 12 and 15, and then all of a sudden, boom, you break one, and now we're talking. So it's a great drive to start the second half.
3rd down and 1 for the Orioles. There's a flag. False start, moving it back. That's something we saw last week a little bit. They'd get close and then make it harder.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, in the first half we saw a little bit of that. A couple drives stalled out. We moved ourselves back into 1st and 15. But, again, now you're looking at 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, but you're in 2-down territory. So, now you got to put that one behind you and just march forward next play. Jump tight end screen, maybe get a Tardif on an out.
3 receivers out to the near sideline. It's a pitch to Dupree. He's got the space, turning it up. He's got the 1st down and a few more.
And here's the thing. If you're going to give credit to anybody, the wide receiver is blocking downfield, and it was Damon Lingeson. He made a great block downfield, and he came back just absolutely pumped up. That's what it takes to get your running backs to that next level. If as a receiver you're not willing to block and you're not a passing team, you kind of got to find your role. Lingeson with a great block there.
Ball on the Blaine 29-yard line now. Orel under center. Quick pass out to his right. It's caught. And no gain there.
Well, you reward him. Lingeson makes a block on that last play, and then they give him a little bubble screen. Tried to dance around, lost a yard, but
that pass complete to Lingason there.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it's one of those deals where you see as a coach somebody hyped up and ready to, they're engaged in it, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna throw him a bone, literally, and see if he can make a play. Lost a yard, but I love the play call.
Second and 11 from the Blaine 30-yard line. Whitner in motion. We're looking to pass. Flags fly.
Yeah, false start.
False start. Now 2nd and 16.
You don't need it all back at once. You're in 4-down territory anyway. Depending on what you want to go here, get half of it. Oh, we'll take all of it if we get it, but.
3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, 1 running back here. Orel under center. Pitches it out to Dupree. That's the same play we saw before. Turf Monster got him that time.
35-yard line, jumped up and bit him. Now you got a decision to make. 34. We're going to go for it.
3rd and 15 now. Four minutes, 20 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Orel looking to pass. A little too high there. He was looking for Tardif on that out route.
Yeah. Oh, it's 4th and 15. I thought it was 4th down. Oh, it was the penalty replay. I'm with you now. Took me a while, but.
Always nice to be on the same page here.
Well, that's the hope. You wake up every morning hoping to be on the same page. Some days it works, some days not so much. I like this drive, though. This is a great drive to start the second half. This is after you force them into 3 and out. Now you've put together something. We'll see if we can continue and get some points.
Takes some of the pressure off the defense, too. Orel looking to pass. Puts it up there for Maurice Nelson. Caught! That's a 1st down. And quite a few more.
That's just playground football right there. Chuck it up and let your big man go back and make a play. And he did. And they tell quarterbacks, underthrow your receivers, let them come back to it. That's exactly what Nelson did there. That's a big catch. Sets up 1st down and 10 at the 13, 14-yard line.
Osseo making a trip to the Blaine red zone now. Two receivers left, one to the right. Whitner in motion. Hands it off to Dupree up the middle. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Osseo. Reggie Dupree found the space, and he made it his.
Slippery. Dupree is absolutely money here tonight. I don't know how he fit through that space. He looked like he was going to hit a hole to the left, and then he juked back to his right and then found a second gear. Next thing we know, he's waving bye-bye in the rearview mirror, and it's a touchdown for the men in black.
Those are the first points scored in the 3rd quarter by Osseo this season. Ernesto Tablas on the extra point. It's good. We're all tied up here with 3:39 to go in the 3rd quarter. Blaine Bengals 7, your Osseo Orioles 7. Dupree getting his 4th touchdown of the season there.
And that's just a great drive. That drive is fantastic for a couple different reasons. You had a couple of false start penalties that pushed you back, and you still just kept grinding and working. And Dupree, who has been magnificent here tonight, as we look for superlatives and adjectives to describe, he's after starting slow, he's really kind of found it. And I think that's kind of one of those things that if we can get him going, we're going to be a tough team, for sure.
Here comes Osseo to kick the ball off again. Chia with the kick. Another offside. He bobbled that one. Blaine foul on top of it. Osseo's making them make plays, though, and that's what you have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is a big defensive series, and if you flip the script, it's a big offensive series for Blaine, because really, outside of that one big play, they haven't got a lot going here tonight. And so when you come in with a vaunted offense that, is everybody's talking about, and you're held to 7 points, and you had one big play, but now you're locked in a meat grinder. After losing big last week, you really kind of start to question yourself. So we can get a 3-and-out here, get them really scratching their head. We'll be in good shape.
Blaine starting on their own 36-yard line, and he's sacked. Who else but Deontay Miller? Coming up big. Second and 18 now for the Blaine Bengals.
This defense has just kept Blaine off balance all night, and they've done a tremendous job. Can they continue for another quarter in 3 minutes?
Melton hands it off. Pecula hit right away by Lanners.
That's a good gain. We got a lot of that back, so we'll bring up 3rd down. Well, no, I'm way off. Now it's still 3rd and 12. Got a little bit of it back.
3 receivers out to the far sideline for the Bengals. Melton gets the snap, looking to pass. Incomplete. Osseo looking for a flag for a hold there. They won't get it. What that brings up, 4th down and about 12 here. Here comes the punt team for Blaine. Exactly what the defense wanted there, a strong 3-and-out.
Yeah, after your offense just drove the distance, get them back out there, see what they can do again.
Adam Plumhoff back to return. He'll take it out from his own 31. There's a flag down. And Plumhoff will go out of bounds just past the 40.
And it'll be a block in the back on Sealock. So we'll come back. Ball will be at the 20, check that, the 17, 18-yard line.
Blocking the back is the call. Ball will be placed at, looks like about the Osseo 16-yard line. Let's see if the offense can string together another drive here. Two receivers out to either side, one running back in the backfield. Overall under center. Motion across. That's Whitner, but no gain. Looks like Blaine did their research on his abilities too. Second and 11 now for Osseo. 1 minute 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Score tied at 7s. Osseo spreading it out here. Motion again, it's a quick pass. That one complete to Tardif. He goes down right away. Gain of about 4 yards there.
You get 4 of it back. Third down. Oh, it's 6.
Third and 6 now for Osseo. Ball in their own 21-yard line. Hoping to get another drive going here after making it all the way down to the end zone on the last one. Hand it off. Loss of a couple yards on the play. That'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, Dupree couldn't bounce it to the outside that time. Tried to get all the way out there and came up a little bit short. We'll have to punt this thing away. We'll let the clock melt down here in quarter number 3.
Osseo and Blaine trading 3 and outs. Blaine expecting another short punt here. Both their return men inside the 50. Good punt from Chia there. Oh, and he muffed it. Looked like he called for a fair catch, but then muffed it and tried to run it out himself.
Yeah, that's what all the coaches are saying on the sideline too. We'll see if they chat about it at all. Stockhouse asking for an explanation, not even going to get it. Oh, now he's going to.
And here comes the officials. One second left in the third quarter.
The officials are going to get together. That ball is down way back at like the 36. Because he called for a fair catch, then fumbled the football, then fell on it at about the 36.
Officials haven't
26 rather, not the 36.
Officials haven't moved the ball.
And here, I guarantee you, here's the situation. The officials have no idea where the spot of the football was going to be. And so
I did not see a fair catch marker come out. So It will stay at the 35-yard line of the Blaine Bengals.
100% the wrong call because they had no clue where to spot the football.
Exactly. 2 receivers out to the near sideline, 2 on the far sideline. Long way to go from Bynum. He breaks some tackles, and that'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter. There's the horn.
Man, the looks that get shot back to the press box at the end of every quarter.
12 minutes to go in the ballgame. The score still tied. Blaine Bengals 7, your Osseo Orioles 7. It's going to come down to the last minute.
Well, I mean, Mr. Lehan talked about it. You know, he said right away. He goes, I think the team that has the ball last is going to win. The Minnesota Twins up 3-1. We'll take it. But I think, you know, if you look at positives coming out of that 3rd quarter, love that drive that we got to start things. Ate up the majority of that 3rd quarter, and you got to be loving the way the defense is playing right now. If now that last play, he got a little shifty, you know. But again, that's what Bynum does, and you know he made something out of nothing. He was, you know, 2-3 yards deep for a loss, and then all of a sudden he gets another 8, and so. You got to know where he's at. You played sound fundamental football for 3 quarters. Do you have 12 more minutes in you to close the deal?
Blaine has a 2nd down and 4 from their own 41-yard line. It's a pistol set, 2 receivers to either side. Pitches it out to Bynum. Keeps kicking it outside. He'll get hit. And finally taken down.
And here's what I love. We saw a couple missed tackles there, but there's still 3 or 4 more guys coming, and they pursue the ball and they string it out really, really well. And you know, now you got a 3rd down and short, and so you have to do it again. And you because you want your offense back on the field. Do they have another shutdown in them here?
3rd down and 1 for the Bengals. Quarterback keeper. He's got the 1st down and a few more. He'll step out of bounds about 5 yards past the line of the game. Connor Melton electing to keep it himself, and it worked.
What's probably outside of that big pass play, the longest play they've had from scrimmage all night.
And one of the hard things about playing defense against a team like Blaine, they've got so many options. It's hard to keep track of all of them.
I love it. Keep playing music between plays.
Pitching it out to Bynum. He turns it out. He's got space. Down inside the 20. And officials will blow the play dead. He stepped out of bounds at about the 13-yard line.
Well, and we talked about fundamental football, and when you're playing an option team, both guys went after the quarterback. And it left Bynum wide open for the pitch, and he had nothing but green field turf in front of him. And it's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Blaine moving quickly now. Melton in pressure, gets taken down. Good way to grab his ankles there. That was defensive end Caleb Yagoda coming up with the tackle. 2nd and 8 now for the Bengals. 3 receivers out to the far sideline. And we're going to have a timeout. Timeout on Osseo, their 1st of the half.
Blaine timeout.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. So it'll be 2nd and 8. We'll see if the defense can step up once again. And they've done it all night long. They've done it for nearly 3 games.
We haven't yet had to see one of the dramatic goal line stands of last week, but this might be the time
This is
for
a
it.
little bit different team. I don't necessarily know. I don't know if we want to see a dramatic goal line stand. I'd like to I'd like to see a dramatic interception would be great.
There we go.
Big second down right here, Eli.
2nd and 8, 10:40 to go in the ball game. It's a handoff to Bynum. Taken down right away there by Lanners.
Yeah, Landers played his butt off tonight. He's played a great football game. Deontay Miller comes back in too. When you're playing against a guy like Bynum, who's so shifty and so fast, we played him pretty solid here tonight.
3rd down and 5 now. And it looks like they're going to spot him about a yard short.
Well, what do? How's your field goal kicker? I don't think we're going to find out. I think they're going to line up and go for it.
It looks like they're saying he got the first down. 1st and goal now for the Bengals. Ball on the Osseo 2-yard line. Bynum got pushed back. Looks like they'll give him forward progress to about the 1. And now 2nd down and goal. The ball's loose. Oscar's got it.
Yes!
He's going to return it. He brought it out to his own 18-yard line and was brought down. There's the goal line stand.
Well, you called it, partner. Sealock with the recovery, I think. Oh, it was Aon. It was not Sealock. Sealock was given the high five. It was Eric Lundstrom. Right place, right time.
The backup quarterback who we saw
all
last
the way
week.
back out. And all right, so I'm going to keep quiet about whenever you talk about a goal line stand. We're going to do it because they just keep coming. Turnover number 2 of the night, and it was Bynum who fumbled the first one too.
I think it might have been. Big turnovers at key times. And now it's 1st and 10 for the Orioles at their own 19-yard line. .9:22 to go in the ball game, tied at 7. Just waiting for all the officials to get set here. Ready to roll here for the Orioles. Orell under center. Hands it off to Dupree with a spin move. Can't break that tackle. Gains about a yard.
Got a couple. Dupree with that little whoop, spin move right off the right tackle.
Two receivers out to the left. We're all looking to pass. Puts it up there. Oh, almost a nice one-handed catch there from the tight end, Maurice Nelson.
Well, that's that same play they ran where Nelson caught it down here and got that first down. Working on Sam Brown, the cornerback.
Third down and 8 from their own 21 for the Orioles. Orell looking to pass again. The same play to Nelson. A little bit past him, there's a flag. Looks like it's going to be pass interference. That's 2 times now that they've gotten a big pass interference penalty that moved the ball. The ball will be moved out to about the Osseo 36-yard line. Osseo hoping to put together a solid drive here after that turnover. Hands it off to Dupree. Hit right away. The ball almost came out there, but he was down. Gain of 3 yards.
That's tough sledding inside for Dupree. But we've watched him kind of bounce it outside and slice it back in. And second and 7. Clock continues to churn. 8 minutes here remaining in the football game.
Two receivers out to the left on the far sideline. One on the right. Dupree is the lone back. Orioles looking to pass. Looking for Whitner deep. Too far. Better chance of cornerback Sam Brown picking that one off than Whitner catching it.
Well, we're picking on Brown on the outside for sure. One of these times you got to come back to the middle.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 7 to go.
Maurice Nelson checks back in. See if they attack the middle of the field here on 3rd and 8.
Ball on the 39-yard line. And now a flag.
12 men in the huddle.
Tough call to get there on 3rd down.
Yeah, absolutely.
3rd down and 12 now. On the 34. It's an I formation, 1 receiver out to the far sideline. Maurice Nelson will split out to the near sideline. Row. Looks like there's maybe a little trouble with the snap there. Hand off to Dupree. He'll get back to the original 1st down line.
Fourth down.
4th and 8 to go. And here comes the punt team.
Yep. Smart move. Get him back, let your defense do the work.
She gets the punt off. Goes out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. And I don't know if you saw, but when Greg came back on the sideline right away, he was pointing at himself, saying that last play was on him.
Yep, for sure. And that's, you know, that's what you want out of your leader. That's what you want out of your quarterback. Hey, what? Mr. Lehan just caught that punt on 1 bounce. Still got it.
He could throw on some shoulder pads, and we could say he's a senior.
I still think he could play on Sundays, to be honest with you. He would disagree, but, you know, mentally, no question.
And now Blaine stringing together a run here. Tripped up there by Lanners. Melton on the keeper. That's something we've seen him use more and more as the game's gone on.
Yeah, and they really did a good job of that in the first half. Like the first quarter, the first couple drives, they did a good job of that. And then we started bottling that middle stuff up, and that read option didn't get them a whole lot, but Melton with a good gain there on 1st down.
Melton takes the snap. Looking to pass, pitches it out to Bynum. Taken down by Plumhoff. He was cornered in the backfield and had nowhere to go but down.
Plumhoff did a great job. Held on to his jersey, hanging on for dear life till reinforcements came, but nice job. That's how you read an option play. That's textbook.
2nd and 16 now from their own 33.
It seems like Blaine's been 2nd and long all night long.
Seems like both teams have to go backwards before they can go forwards.
Right.
3 receivers out to the far sideline. It's a pass in that direction. Bobbles it. Plumhoff can't quite take him down. He'll go down about 4 yards short of the first down.
Nice job by Downey out there on the outside making that catch. 82 or 83? Might have been 82. Weeble.
And now 3 receivers to the near side. 3rd down and 3 for the Bengals. Timeout. Timeout, Blaine.
Blaine takes timeout. Their second of the half.
.6:12 to go in the game here. Osseo 7, Blaine 7.
I tell you what, DJ DeMonte Clark down here, my man, he's spinning the tunes tonight. You're going Journey.
The phone flashlights are coming
Is that
out on the
you?
Osseo side.
Look at that.
We're ready to go, and we have not stopped believing. 3rd and 3 for Blaine here, ball on their own 46. Trips to the near side. Pitches it out to Bynum. Plumhoff can't take him down. He's got the first down, and he'll go down there. Stumbles forward for a few more. Out across the 50.
Well, and it's a situation that you look at it and you've held him in check all night long, and then when you need to make a play, he bounces one. But does that mean the fact that you've held him in check all night is the story?
Blaine ready to go quickly here. Pass out to the left. Wide open, he'll run for about 8 yards after the catch there. Brandon Weeble again.
Yeah.
He'll move the chains. Still almost 6 minutes to go in the game, but Blaine's ready to go here. And Bynum's got it. And the ball's loose.
We got it!
Osseo's on it!
Yes!
Bynum lost the ball again. Osseo all over that one. Number 14, Richard Mulba on the recovery, I think.
I'm running out of adjectives to describe this defense. You know, as you sit there and you lay in bed and you do this and you watch this, and you look at the ceiling tiles trying to think of how could I describe this or that, and they just don't quit, and they're just constantly after the ball. And they frustrated Blaine here tonight, there's no question.
It'll be a 1st and 10 from the Orioles from their own 41-yard line. 5:38 to go in the ball game. Chance to take the lead here. Whitner in motion. Hand it off to Whitner. He'll gain about 4 yards there.
I like it. We can get him going a little bit. All we just need a solid drive. And what did Mr. Lehan say? Team's going to score with about 4 minutes left. I'm just saying, who's got the ball?
Orel under center. Whitner in motion again. Play action. Him. Dupree takes it. Oh, the ball was loose. Looks like Osseo managed to fall on it. Woo. Can't make it easy for us, can they? Big pickup, though, by Dupree on the run. Plus a few more from the ball bouncing. First down and 10 for Osseo on the Blaine 35-yard line now. Two receivers to each side now for Osseo. Dupree is the lone running back. Orell under center. Dupree's got space. He's out. 1 man to beat. And hit hard inside the Blaine 5-yard line.
We talked about at halftime that you kind of felt like it was coming. And here we sit with 4:51 left on the doorstep of taking the lead.
Blaine player still down injured.
How good has Reggie Dupree been tonight? My goodness.
Our neighbors to the west losing in Minnetonka 28-21 right now. The Blaine player down was Sam Brown. He walks off under his own power. And now you've got first down and goal for Osseo on the 4-yard line. 4 plays to cover 4 yards and earn 6 points. One receiver out to each side, I formation. Lost the snap. Osseo manages to fall on it. So it'll be second and goal from the 5 for Osseo.
Greg will come over to the sideline.
Four minutes and counting to go in the ball game. I formation again. Dupree. Can he fall in? Awaiting the decision. And they'll rule him just short.
We're on the shadow of the goal line. We're going to go quick.
Third and a short one to go. I formation. Osseo going, hurry up here. Oh, and he jumped early. Brent Techouts the left tackle.
Yep.
And that'll go to third down and goal from the 6-yard line. Penalties have been a bit of a problem again tonight.
We got too many in the huddle. We got too many. Yes. Well,
Timeout, Osseo. First of the half. Second of the half, pardon me.
he's going back to it. Well, again, I mean, from a drama perspective, as a play-by-play guy, you can't get much better the first two you've done.
You cannot.
Nope, Bill Diamond.
Osseo ready to go now. 2 backs, 1 wide receiver to each side. Third and goal from the 6. Tie ball game 7-7. He passes, hit as he throws. Maurice Nelson's up. Intercepted. Blaine coming away with the ball in the end zone. Well, Osseo got it on the other end. It was Blaine's turn now. Maurice Nelson almost came down with it, but now it's first down and 10, Blaine at their own 20-yard line. 3 minutes, 16 seconds to play. And now it's big on the defense here. They can't let that get to them. Got to get a stop, and preferably a quick one here. It's a pass play. Complete. That went to Mikey Gottschalk. And Melton will get things moving here with 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Looking to Gottschalk again. Incomplete. Third and 6 now. 3 receivers out to the far side, 1 on the near sideline. Pass again. Hit as he throws. Well overthrown there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the pass rush was money right there too. That's a huge stop. You get the ball back with 2:46 left.
4th down and 6, and here comes the punt unit. Actually going to get a second chance at finding the end zone late in this ball game. Plumhoff standing on his own 40. High snap. Punt is off. Takes the Blaine bounce down to the Osseo 37-yard line. 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go for Osseo. 1 timeout in their pocket. They'll take the ball out from their own 37-yard line.
Well, we catch our breath for a couple seconds, and we go at it again. Again, story, A is Dupree, B is the defense, and I don't even know if I flip them. I think defense is the story, and Dupree has been the reason that this offense has worked here in the second half.
Orell under center, Dupree behind him. 2 receivers to either side. Whitner in motion. Gives it to Whitner. He turns it up. He's got the first down and falls forward for a couple more. Right out to about the 50-yard line.
And one of the things that has maybe gotten a little bit lost is the offensive line play here in the second half. They have wore the Bengals down, and that's why we're seeing the huge chunks of yardage that we're getting here.
Osseo going, hurry up here. Whitner in motion again. Hand it off to Dupree. He's got some space. Reggie Dupree getting the first down and quite a few more.
Well over 100 yards on the night, and we're seeing this is one of those drives that we could look back at it as the season progresses at the one that really kind of got us going.
Osseo ready to go, waiting on the chains. Whitner in motion again. Around looking to pass this time. Tardif almost had it. Hit as he was trying to control it.
And look at all the looks that we've seen off of that same motion. We got the end around, we got the inside run, we got a pass play out of it. I think there's just so many different things you can run off of that to keep a defense off balance.
2nd and 10 from the Blaine 32-yard line. 2 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the ball game. Still tied at 7. I formation now for Osseo. It's off to Dupree. Breaks the tackle. Got it wide, tripped up. Picks up 5 yards. 3rd down.
Yep.
5 more to go. Two receivers either side. Dupree's alone with the quarterback in the backfield. Whitner in motion. Hands it off to Dupree. He's through. He's got space. Reggie Dupree is a flag down. He falls about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yes, it is.
Face mask.
Yes, indeed.
On Blaine.
So a 15-yard gain to the good plus half the distance to the goal with 1:16. You know, you hate to, you harken back to what Lehan talked about when he was up here in the booth.
Osseo in a great situation here now. The ball will be spotted on the 7. I formation, receivers to either side. Hand off to Dupree. He's in for the touchdown! Osseo has the lead with 1 minute to go in the ballgame. Reggie Dupree coming up huge again tonight.
What is the old saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's been fixed all night long. This running game has found itself largely in part with the offensive line, and Reggie Dupree has had his best game and an extra point that is absolutely massive.
Dupree getting his 5th touchdown of the year right there. A chance to make the lead 7. Kick is up and good. 1 minute, 2 seconds to go in the ball game. The score: Blaine Bengals 7, your Osseo Orioles 14.
Look at Nick, our camera guy, showing some emotion, clapping it up. You got to be loving this. This is fun, right?
Oh yeah, it's lots of fun.
I'm saying, see, first words he said all night.
Joe Chia ready to kick the game back into action. And now Blaine's going to have to go against the Osseo defense again. It's a matchup you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here we go. Bouncer through the middle. Picked up by Brown. A little trouble here. Taken down by Sealock. Sealock rocked him up good there. He was not taking any risks.
You got your work cut out for you now. If you're Blaine, you got to go against a unit that shut you down the entire night.
They'll take the ball out with the 1st and 10 from their own 46 here. 57 seconds to go.
And 2 timeouts.
Osseo leading by 7. 2 receivers to either side for Blaine. Melton throws left. It's complete. Out of bounds there. That pass to complete to Peyton Downey.
Yeah, he's played well here in the second half. He's made like 3 catches in the last 2 series and done a really good job for them. Got out of bounds, which was a heady play too. Saved a timeout.
2nd and 4 now. Pass it down again, incomplete.
Yeah, and it wasn't that he didn't have that catch either, but the hit by Johnson Falla was what lodged that ball loose. Great job by the cornerback coming in and making the stick.
And now it's 3rd down for the Blaine Bengals. Mountain looking deep. Looking for Byron. Incomplete. Sealock knocking it away.
Out of nowhere flies Grant Sealock. Had a beat on that ball, and that's a tough angle to be coming back at. It is 4th down.
Fourth and 4 from the Osseo 48-yard line for the Blaine Bengals.
I think I called him Grant Sealock. I meant Tyler.
Passing left side. Complete to Bynum that time. Got the first down. He'll be pushed back. Forward progress brings him about 2 yards past.
Clock will stop as they move the chains and a first down. 36 seconds remaining. The Bengals will get set.
Clock's running now. Looking downfield. Steps up in the pocket. Overthrew Downey there. Melton under a little bit of pressure that time.
Anthony Williams just about got to the quarterback too.
2nd and 10 now.
Heady play by Melton, the quarterback for Blaine, to step up in that pocket. Williams is absolutely gassed on the near side.
Three receivers out to the far sideline. Timeout will be taken. Timeout Osseo, last of the half.
Yeah, and I like that. I think that's a smart timeout. It gives your defensive line a chance to reset themselves. Because that outside rush, you're going to need Williams fresh on this next snap. 26 seconds left. Good guys lead by 7. What a night. A month from now, we won't be talking about 90 degrees on a Friday night.
No.
Well, maybe we will. I mean, I'd be okay with 90 in October.
Second down and 10 for the Bengals from the Osseo 41.
It's sack time. That's nice. I'm making a call. Sack
I like it. Will the defense come up big again on this play right here? 3 receivers out to the far sideline. The pressure's on.
Yes!
He's sacked! Anthony Williams got in on that one.
Now, we don't have the benefit of replay, but they moved they moved Williams from the right side over to the left, and that's where the pressure came. And he stepped up and got the sack, and Blaine's called the timeout, their second of the half. But Anthony Williams, we talked about it before, we took that last timeout, absolutely gassed, and then out of that timeout, they moved him to the left end, and he was the one that came on the rush and got to the blind side of the quarterback, and now you're looking at 3rd and 19 at midfield.
.21 seconds to go. Osseo still leading by 7. Here we go. 3rd down and 19 from midfield. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the close. Melton from the shotgun. Looking to pass. Quick pass. Liner strips him up. That'll be 4th down and about 15.
And Blaine going to use their final timeout.
.14 seconds left in the ballgame. 4th and 15 for the Bengals. Ball on the Osseo 46-yard line.
Crowd comes to their feet.
It's crunch time right here. 3 receivers to the near sideline, 1 out wide. Pistol set. Blaine changing up the play here. Melton looking to pass. Anthony Williams put on the pressure.
Yes!
He's sacked! The ball came out, but it really doesn't matter. The Osseo defense coming up huge.
Well, a knee and it'll be over. Best formation in football. We got an attaboy for a coach.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear the broadcast. I love it.
6 seconds to run off. There goes the knee. That's the ball game. And there's the horn. Final score, Blaine Bengals 7, your Osseo Orioles 14. I've been Eli Hoff, joined by Doug Erling and cameraman Nick McGinley. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday with some volleyball action as the Maple Grove Crimson take on your Osseo Orioles.